Welcome to the podcast. Have special guest Jonathan Gibson on the podcast today. Jonathan Gibson is a operations manager with Amazon and a Jiu Jitsu blue belt right now. And you train how many times in the gym usually?
Probably about 3 or 4 times a week.
Usually going about 3 or 4 times a week, man. How's everything going with that? How's it been? I know you had the injury for a little bit. How's life been with that?
Yeah, I had the injury. It's almost been a year now since I got injured. So November of last year, I was out for a few months. I took that opportunity to kind of sharpen up my personal life while I was out injured, focused on lifting during that time, upper body stuff, just to stay active even while I was injured, and then made the comeback as soon as I could.
Yeah, and you guys are in a pretty nice gym down here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, it's Bill's Jiu Jitsu out on San Jose. It's a bigger facility. It used to be across the street, pretty small gym at that point, but it's been a while since he moved to the bigger facility. It's really nice over there.
Yeah, I've looked at some of the photos on Google. It looks like it's a good group of people that go and train in that gym.
Yeah, he has a competition team too. So he's actually a former world champion from Brazil, 2-time world champion. So he's an old school guy. Yeah, there's a competition team, and then there's actually a good kids program and everything there. So it's a nice, well-rounded gym.
And what's your role been in that gym working out there?
I came in as just a new guy, a white belt. I was actually a power lifter into heavy weightlifting before I got into jiu-jitsu, and realized that all the muscle in the world was not going to help me in a fight. So I got into working on my skills and grappling, and working on some cardio, obviously, to be able to use all the muscle that I had.
Yeah, I've seen some of the photos on Google, and I've seen you in a bunch of those photos there, man. It looks like you guys have a lot of fun over there at that gym.
Yeah, it's a good gym. He's open 7 days a week now, so really nice spot over there.
And your skill set, it's constantly developing. You feel like you're constantly evolving as a fighter in that gym?
Yeah, I'm trying to focus more on getting the fight to the ground myself now. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys, some of them are guard pullers, which is not a favorable thing to have if you're in any kind of street altercation. So you want to be able to get the fight to the ground. So drilling a lot of takedowns right now, and then once it gets to the ground, I'm pretty solid down there.
Yeah, man. And like when you're looking at the self-defense, that's big in personal life or professional life, right?
Yeah, just having the confidence to engage anybody at work, knowing that you can handle yourself. You're not going to back down from anybody because you have the confidence. You know that if something does happen, you're going to be good.
Do you see people sometimes that are too timid and too shy, and like you think like, oh, if they came to the gym and actually trained with me and worked with me, like they'd be more equipped to be more confident in work?
Yeah, so in our current position at Amazon, we have some managers that will shy away from tough conversations. Certain associates or even other managers that maybe they feel threatened by them, or they don't feel confident enough to engage with those people. But if you have the skill set like yourself, where you're trained in MMA, or you're a grappler, wrestler, jiu-jitsu, you are not going to be afraid to step into those kind of situations.
Right, yeah. And like when you look at your corporate career in Amazon, like you've had a lot of growth within the operation, and your growth within the operation has shifted you towards also now like more of like the corporate side of things, working in the leadership position and transitioning that into a lot of the finance that goes on behind the operation. Talk about your growth within the operation, and have you transitioned to that a little bit more of a corporate role?
Yeah, I came in as a PA. I was a supervisor when Jax 2 opened. I'm from Jacksonville, so Amazon opening a facility here was a good opportunity for me. I had been working as a archaeological field technician. That's what I went to school for, archaeology.
No kidding, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I was trained in anthropology and archaeology, and I was traveling a lot. So my wife was here at home, and I was gone for 14 days at a time.
Where are the travels to?
My studies were focused on southeastern archaeology.
Okay.
So I was up in Virginia. I did a job working at the lighthouse in Pensacola on the air base, or the Navy base. So I did a lot of stuff, but it was kind of contract archaeology. It was like professional archaeology.
Right.
So it wasn't academic archaeology. It was actually my job. But I was traveling a lot, and I would only get probably 2 days out of every 2 weeks to come back with my wife, spend some time with her, and that's a really important part of my life. So I decided to leave the career that I was trained for in college behind, and I got a job at Amazon.
So you went to school for archaeology?
Yes, I did.
Associates, bachelor's?
Bachelor's, yeah.
Full bachelor's degree for archaeology.
Yep.
Like, you guys were out there searching for what? Like,
mostly Native American sites and artifacts that I worked with. So I worked on a job called Mountain Valley Pipeline up in Virginia, and there was a highway coming through.
Yeah.
And we were seeing if any cultural sites, Native American sites, were impacted by the construction before it actually happened. So that was my job.
this is very interesting right there. You interested in going back, or you're good with the trajectory of your career right now?
Amazon is difficult, but it is worthwhile. I've grown as a leader and as a person. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. I'm also getting paid a lot better than I was before.
Yeah.
With hopefully more on the way. So yeah, I'm good with where I'm at right now. It would have to be a major life change for me to want to go back to archaeology at this point. Although I do still enjoy it.
You appreciated the work.
Yes, yeah, I'm still interested in it.
Like when you look at Amazon, it's not easy work. It's not simple work. The day-to-day challenges are ever evolving. It's literally in the description, an ever evolving fulfillment company. You're somebody that you started as a PA, assistant manager work. You went up to the area manager level. You're up at the operations manager level. You're constantly trending up. What are some of your keys to success?
So the first thing that I had to do was come in and learn the business as a PA. I didn't even know what a PA was. I had some retail management experience before I went into archaeology, so I was able to lean on that a little bit as a PA and kind of get in there, assess the situation, and see what was going on and what I needed to learn. Keys to success. For me at Amazon, I am a self-motivated person. So I don't need outside stressors to drive me to perform. My performance is based on me holding myself to a high standard. So I use a lot of self-discipline and internal motivation to drive myself at Amazon.
Intrinsic motivation is super important, and like in this day and age, it can be hard to always be intrinsically motivated because you see so many things that are external, whether it be just physical goods or experiences you think you need to go on, but actually just being that person and trying to improve your skill set every single day and figure out those ways to consistently stay motivated all the time is a real big thing. And you know, your role and growth I've seen because you came into the area / operations manager role about 6 months ago in a time where both your operations managers were removed from a 300, sometimes 350, 400 person operation, and you were given a brand new operations manager who's like, okay, I'm kind of short staffed on managers right now. John, I need you to be that next level manager immediately. And like you rose up and immediately adapted to that situation and had immediate impact. What was that like for you in there?
I relish those opportunities. I love to have opportunities to step up, and I have an opportunity and an action-based mindset. So once I got in and got aligned with what you were trying to do with the shift, I understood what my role was going forward, and I executed on that. So I really, really love a chance to step up and show how capable I actually am, and that was a good opportunity for me to do that.
It's been fun too.
I'm enjoying it greatly.
Yeah, like finding times to just enjoy the day is super important. Getting laughter out of the day. Being serious, of course, being fully focused, but being able to step back and just laugh at the day is super important.
Yep, I agree. We are out there putting up big numbers right now, but we're also having a good time. And that is a really important skill to have in a very stressful job environment. It's loud in there. The expectations are extremely high. It's hourly expectations. We're performing, but we're also having a good time.
I'm still trying to work on that skill set. Like I try to improve on that every day. How can I have fun, but continue to get better in the corporate setting and the operation setting every single day?
Yeah, it's hard. I do some stuff outside of work to try to keep me even and kind of calm.
Talk
before
about
I
that,
go into
man.
work.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that just don't do enough outside of work.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to be like Mr. Interesting, but you got to do stuff outside of
Yeah.
work.
A couple things that I do. I meditate. I use Zen meditation. So I practice on just having an open, empty mind, no
Yeah.
thoughts, where I can execute and take action from an empty mind. So I meditate. When you were off this past week, I woke up at 3 a.m. every morning, practicing the self-discipline there, and I get up and meditate for 15 minutes before
Smart.
I do anything else.
This is very smart.
So I know that I'm coming in as sharp and as calm as I can be to take action on the day.
There's a lot of great scientific studies that go into meditation.
Yeah, it's a valuable skill for anybody, especially if anybody is struggling with depression or anxiety or
Yep.
anything like that. Meditation, try to work that into your routine. It's a very important skill.
And it's not like it's going to be an immediate fix to depression or anxiety, but
No.
if you combine that with other things,
Yes.
yeah, you're moving in a good direction.
Yes, other things like exercise, training, weightlifting, running, Jiu Jitsu, MMA, whatever you're doing, boxing. That combined with meditation will help a lot for sure.
You find other activities like hiking, artwork,
Yep.
traveling. You don't have to get crazy and go on a $4,000 vacation, but you can just go travel locally in Jacksonville. There's trails all over the place. Cities have trails in the woods all over the place, and happy hour bars. A lot of things you can do to combine stuff to help you feel better.
Yep. I also combine those two things with a kind of general mindset that I have. I read about Stoicism, which is an old.
I just got a book on Stoicism.
Yeah.
What is that about?
It's an old Greek and Roman style of philosophy, which is where I learned about controlling the controllable. It's a very old concept, and Stoicism really helps me understand just how to think about things and how to execute. So if I run into an issue where I'm feeling, starting to feel my emotions rise or get angry or whatever it is, I just ask myself, can I control this? Yes or no? And then if I can control it, I take action in the right direction. If I cannot control it, I get it off my plate. I can't worry about
I'll
it.
give you a lot of credit. You have a great ability to just control your emotions, stay level-minded, stay focused on the goals, and not let stuff get to you whatsoever.
Yeah, and Stoicism is a huge part of that. Controlling the controllable is a very, very powerful mindset.
Do you do a fair share of personal development and personal growth?
Yep, I'm into behavior modification, so I am always objective about what I'm doing in my personal time and also at work. And is this effective? Is this making me better? Can I remove this altogether? What is the impact it's having on my life? And if it's something that is not doing me any good or wasting my time or making me inefficient, I will remove it.
Yeah. Life is big on, how efficient are you? How effective are you? You don't want to have too many time-wasted activities. Like if you're watching Netflix for 9 hours a day, you might be making a mistake there.
Yep, you are losing time. Our time is not unlimited here, and you are. I don't want to say anybody's wasting their time, but that is not an efficient way to use your time there.
We talk about that a lot at work, man. Capitalism.
Yeah.
Like you're not finding ways to grow. Unfortunately, you're sort of getting behind, and it kind of sucks. Like it's just a system and a situation that we're in, and if you don't know how to be proactive within that system, you want to figure out ways to get proactive in that system so you don't fall behind.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is the only game in town right now. So you gotta figure out how to thrive in the world that we live in.
There's a lot of ways too. Uber, the whole sharing economy of Uber, Lyft, all the Airbnb platforms, Turo. There's a lot of ways that you're already doing things that if you switch to the internet, you can earn a lot of income on some of those things that are right there.
Yeah, that's a really big market that is happening right now, is making money online. there's a lot of ways to do that now. That's something that I need to be better about myself.
My friends in Miami, they're all about that, man.
Yeah.
Like they are huge on it. Internet marketing, network marketing, attraction marketing. I mean, these guys are making big money down there just doing it all online from their cell phones, from their laptops while traveling the world. Is a very interesting lifestyle they have going on.
Yeah, there's my brother's doing that a little bit with his real estate business. My wife is also actually working on her license right now too. Tim is making a lot of money up there near Atlanta. Tim is up north of Atlanta. So he is in the number one brokerage up there where he lives. And the guy that owns the brokerage is the other top salesman. Tim is the number two.
It's a good combo.
And he is he's making money. He sold $1 million house recently.
You told me about that at work. Yeah, man.
He made a lot of money on that. He made enough money to buy a brand new sports car cash just off of one sale.
Yeah.
And he asked me if that was a good idea. I said, yes. Don't ask me that question. I'm going to say yes. I love sports cars.
Yeah. Hey, you gave him fair advice there.
So, so it's working out well for him. He did say that it took him several months to actually build the pipeline and the customer base to actually sell these houses.
Yeah.
It took him about 6 months to actually be profitable. But once he got going, he's making some big money.
He's big on intrinsic motivation, self-driven dude.
Similar guy to me. Very, very personable, outgoing guy, and great salesman. He has a really good system of connections up there too. He's been up there since he was 18. He's 40 now.
Okay.
So he knows everybody in that town, and he is capitalizing on it.
People skills are so important.
Yeah, he is awesome at that. It's a really funny guy. One of the funniest guys I've ever met. I've met a lot of guys. He's one of the funniest ones.
You're good with people skills, and you basically just ask people, hi, how are you? How are you doing? And over time, they just understand that you're there. You're gonna say hi. You're gonna say hello. You're a human being. Like there's no like discrepancies whatsoever with that.
Yeah, that's something that I kind of did naturally as a leader at Amazon. I always make it a point to learn my associates' names. And I even remember associates' names from 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago from my first team when I was a PA. And I'll still just say hi to them in the hallway when I see them. But it is an important skill for leaders to have so that their associates or whoever they are, whether you're in the military or in the private sector, know that you know who they are, they exist, and that you care enough to actually say something to them. So it's one of our leadership principles is earning trust, and this is a very important way to earn trust.
Do you model your leadership style off of anybody, anything? I know you like to watch the Jocko Willett podcast. Like how do you model leadership styles after anything?
Yeah, I have learned a lot from Jocko.
Good
I would
podcast.
say a lot of the stuff that I have learned is from him, but also from all the leaders that I've had at Amazon. All the ops managers, AMs, kind of like Jiu Jitsu, where if you're getting crushed by somebody and they have a really good move, you're going to try to remember that move and see if you can add that to your game. So Jocko, I've learned a lot of solid moves from him, and all the other leaders at Amazon, yourself included. I try to take that stuff into my game and just keep getting better.
What was Jocko's role in the military?
He was a task unit commander in the Navy SEALs. He was deployed to Ramadi in that role, and he was actually an enlisted guy that came back in as a SEAL officer and then worked up from there. So he was prior enlisted, got sent to college, then came back in as an officer, knowing what the enlisted kind of go through, and became an awesome officer. And I guess I'm kind of similar. Obviously, I'm not in the military, but I was basically enlisted as a PA and then transitioned into area manager, which is technically officer ranks at Amazon. So
that's what's nice about personal development is you tend to model the behavior of those that you listen to consecutively.
Yes, I definitely have learned a lot from Jocko. Shout out to Jocko.
Yeah. Oh
Guy's
yeah.
a beast.
You have a life of a father, man. What's that been like? How is that going?
Amazing. It's this morning the weather kind of cooled off, and I was able to wake my daughter up and go push her on her tree swing in the cool weather. And, make pancakes with her and just hang out and enjoy my day off. So it's it's amazing to go have a hard day at work and come home and your wife and daughter are there and everything's good. It's awesome.
That you're consistently working towards that, consistently working to improve that, and that continuous improvement is sending you in a good direction there.
Yeah, I actually started working Jiu Jitsu with her. She is 21 months old. I dare anybody to get a quicker jump on Jiu Jitsu than me and her. We're playing Crazy Horse. It's a Gracie Games Jiu Jitsu game where she's working on back control on daddy's back right at 21 months.
Yeah, she's gonna be a tough cookie as she gets older.
In my opinion, I think it's irresponsible to bring a woman into the world that does not know how to defend themselves.
Yeah.
So I take that as my responsibility to make sure that if some chump thinks that they can take her down to the ground and do whatever they want, they are going to be very surprised once they get on the ground. Very surprised.
So I've seen some very effective females in MMA and Jiu Jitsu. It's a very good move to do that there.
That is my goal.
Well,
she will not be taken advantage of.
John, you're moving past the 20-minute mark here. It was very good to have you on here. We touched a lot of good subjects, got into some stuff. I didn't even know you were into archaeology. I think that's awesome. It was very unique there. And we have a lot of these podcasts coming on, man. We definitely want to welcome you back on sometime soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Bobby. Thanks for the opportunity to be on here.